Hey, what's going on? This is Muriel from the Sunshine Family today, talking about buying land in Costa Rica, and not just buying land in Costa Rica, but basically some highlights that you want to hear about if you're thinking about buying land in Costa Rica, if you want to be an expat in Costa Rica. Perhaps you already are, and now you found land, or you found the idea to invest in a property, and I did it myself. And if you watch my video to the end, you're gonna learn some stuff that a lot of people don't talk about. As an entrepreneur, I do not have a job, so sometimes you will sense my point of view based on my entrepreneurship. I'm independent. I have an independent online business. That makes me sometimes a little bit obstinate against what the big mass is thinking and doing. But I just hope that you love my content, and I'm always happy to read your comments below. Now, if you think that I deserve it, thanks for the thumbs up and the share. But let me dive right in. Buying land in Costa Rica. Now, first of all, I made another video years ago about the dangers of buying land. And you can see it somewhere here. You see a pop-up, but please come back and watch the rest of my other content here on this video, because what I see happening around me. First of all, I bought land, and it was an amazing investment. I bought 5.5 acres close to Santa Teresa on the countryside, with a lot of trees, with a river. It was very good ground, and we were fortunate to find this. And yeah, I just wish this for you as well. But what a lot of people do or forget, I must say, so they come to Costa Rica as an expat, or they are not yet in Costa Rica as an expat, and they are buying land because they feel kind of pushed, as if it's normal to buy land in a strange country. Let me just first state this. I suggest you never buy land if you're not here for a year, if you're not been with your feet on the ground in Costa Rica. Why? So much can go wrong if you buy from a distance or if you buy too fast. That is just something, if you want to know why, ask me below and I'm happy to answer. But let me dive in that if you are considering buying land, that it is, yes, an investment. That's a big pro of buying land. Like I said, I'm glad I invested in this land. I can always sell it, I can always rent it out, I can split it up. Yes, there's options. But it's also a liability, and a lot of people get how do you say that? Blinded by the offers, by a lot of real estate agents, by people offering land. So now they're here in Costa Rica as expat, they were renting. Perhaps you have a bad renting experience. I hope not, but I did have. It's also one of the reasons why I consider to buy. But buying land and having and owning land is a liability. It's a liability, and I want you to focus on that word, liability. What does that mean? Well, it means it's a responsibility. I don't know what type of land you're looking for, but because there's so many options. Big land, small land, mountain land, ocean view land. But out of experience, and that's what I stand for, that's what I share, I do know there's always stuff to do. There's always things break down, there's always maintenance to do. You have to take care of the grass, the trees. If there's a dead tree, you have to take it away. Roofs are rotting, you have to replace roofs. Septic tanks will break. We had it 2 years ago. Now our septic tank again is broken. Machines break, washing machines break, water pipe or hot showers can break. Now, if you do not know your way yet, perhaps you don't speak Spanish, perhaps you have no contacts at all. I was hoping that you're gonna see some monkeys behind me in the trees, but now you will see they're hiding. Usually they're climbing around here at this time of day, but I think they're sleeping. So, you know, all these things are happening or happened in my world, on my land in Costa Rica. And we know how to deal with it. Yeah, sometimes it's puzzling, like, who can we call for this thing? For example, basically, a lot of things broke down and are fixed again, but thanks to our connections and just via finding people to fix it, it's solved. But if you are on the tight budget, for example, and you're just blinded by some kind of land and you're buying it, perhaps with a mortgage, perhaps with a loan of friends, but you buy it and you're kind of tight, you have to keep a reserve for maintenance and stuff when stuff breaks down. And unfortunate, still a lot of people don't tell you that. And unfortunate, real estate agents often think about, I'm not saying real estate agents are all bad, but they also think about making the sale and closing you on a deal so they earn a commission. So, you know, they assume that you figured out your finances and they will be happy if you just buy it and figure it out later. But if you buy land with not a proper construction on it, a house that you can live in, like us, we bought 5.5 acres. There were 2 constructions on it. One was a garage. Not possible to live there. It was a cool place to park the cars and it was functional. There was electricity. We had all the facilities on there: water, electric, Wi-Fi. So that's a big win. And a casita, or an old Tico house, very solid in construction, but not fit for 4 people. So we bought land, but we needed to reconstruct the house. In our case, we thought, we don't know yet what to build. Let's buy 2 buses and just sleep in the buses. You don't need permits for that. And then just see what the land does when it's wet, where the mud streams will go in rainy season whatsoever. For example, I'm just saying that's why I also consider you to wait with building until you know the characteristics of your land. You will be sometimes surprised if you buy it in dry season. You have no clue it's gonna be like a swamp on some areas on your land. You don't want to build there. So if you don't have a proper building team or an architect who pays attention to that, you might build the house on the wrong place. It could also be it's a good place, it's high, but it's a little bit in the back under trees. Now I always would recommend you please keep the trees as much as possible, but if trees hanging over a house, it's going to be very damp and it's going to be more moldy in the house and there's going to be more mosquitoes, and you want to build on a place where there's a breeze. So there's all those reasons to consider before you build on your own land in Costa Rica. But also, if you are on a budget, or of course everyone has kind of a budget, it doesn't matter if you buy high end or low end, somewhere there is a line, right, until there, and then no further. You cannot cross it with investing in construction whatsoever. Always count on that construction costs is a minimum of 10% above the budget that you establish together with your architect and your construction team. And often it's more. Trust me, I have seen it with myself and basically with everyone. So again, buying land in Costa Rica can absolutely be the solution to get rid of bad landlords. I know it's not just in Costa Rica. I had bad landlords in the Netherlands. Things break and they don't fix it. They just raise the price without telling you in advance. They just, you know, how do you say that? Tell you have to get out of the house because I'm selling it, and don't pay attention, don't tell you about your rules, because as a renter you have a lot of laws, rights, and rights, I must say. So if you don't know anything about your rights in Costa Rica about renting, often people are kicked out of houses. Well, anyways, but that's worst case scenario with renting. But I'm also here to tell you, because this video is more about the downsides of buying land in Costa Rica. Why would you feel pressured to buy land in Costa Rica if you have an amazing rental? I do know people here, there's so many mosquitoes. Welcome in rainy season. That's another video I made. I'm just waving them away. I'm sitting on the quad. I just came home from the gym. But I know a lot of people. They found amazing rentals of people who left Costa Rica. They left their property, they left their homes, and they are looking for reliable renters. Just think about that. It could be your mission to find the perfect house owner for some reason who cannot or doesn't want to be in Costa Rica, doesn't want to sell their property because it's still getting higher in value, and now you can rent it for, I don't know, many years. I know people, they're renting a place, an amazing house, even allowed to rent out a second house that's there that used to be the worker's house, the maintenance house, and they have very cheap rent and very good maintenance done by the landlord. So I'm just saying. And those friends, a couple of those friends, they told me, yeah, there's so many people approaching us, offering us land because we're here for 3, 4, 5 years now. And people are asking us, why don't you buy? It's better. But, you know, it's not always better. It really depends on your own wishes. And if you don't really know for sure if you're going to stay in Costa Rica long term, you know, buying land in Costa Rica, and again, is a big liability. If you don't know what you're doing and you're kind of tight in budget, or you're totally not techy or handy, you have 2 left hands, it's probably not what you should consider. And I'm just here to just plant some seeds in your mind so you can make better informed decisions. Because, hey, I could also make a video of the advantages of buying land and why it's amazing compared to rental situations. But this case, it's the opposite. It's not for everyone to buy land in Costa Rica. A lot of people make mistakes buying the wrong type of land, buying too expensive land, and they never counted on all the costs that you have to include in after buying it. And then not even talk about maintenance, right? And don't forget that if you think, yeah, I'm gonna buy land, I'm gonna build 2 houses and I'm gonna rent out 1 house, there's a permit thing. There's like, if you start a business in Costa Rica connected with Airbnb, then Costa Rica wants to see permits stuff in order for you to rent out your house. So there's always stuff that you should arrange. You have to pay for it. That's not what this video is about, because I don't know exactly those laws. I am not renting out, but there's a lots of things to consider. And be sure that buying land in Costa Rica is the right thing for you. Just be sure, because it's also not a fact that if you bought land in Costa Rica and you just want to get rid of it, it's easy to sell, because you don't know. Perhaps, for example, as examples, you bought amazing land in Costa Rica and the owner says, or the real estate owner, yeah, this is gonna definitely increase in price. Now someone else buys, because it's perhaps uphill, a land over there, and they're going to construct and take away a lot of trees. Now you're gonna get mud streams. Do you think that it's a good to sell property when there's big construction works above you? That's happening here. I see it all around in Santa Teresa. And you are have the danger of being flooded over because they took away some trees. Just saying, that land will not sell for the same price as you bought it, and you will not make more in that situation, because what is happening around you is changing the situation. You might have bought land in Costa Rica that was the only land for sale, and now a lot of other properties around it are for sale, and now you're like in the center of this big construction mess. It happens in Costa Rica. I've seen it. So consider, are you sure you want to buy land? Think it over. Think about the pros and the cons of living in Costa Rica as a landowner or as a renter. There are amazing landlords out there. I might be one of your future landlords if I decide to leave Costa Rica or to buy a property somewhere else, which we're always considering. Then we're probably gonna rent out this property. Who knows? So please don't message me about it, because that's not what's gonna happen in the first, I don't know how many years. But just saying, let me know if this video was helpful, if I gave you some highlights, if I give you some mind burps to think about. And please discuss this with your partner, with your spouse, with your kids, with your family. Land is a big responsibility, and don't overlook it. Just don't forget about that, okay? So with that being said, thanks so much for watching my video. And if you are curious about what it is that I do online, I'm a transformational coach, life coach, business coach. I have my own programs, I have my own books, I have my own digital courses. There's a world of information below in the description. Just follow the little triangle whatsoever. There's a world of information, book tips, free content, etc., etc. I am excited to hear from you and to see you in my next video here on the channel. Bye for now, and thanks again for watching. I appreciate you.